Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be talking about the library module in Lightroom CS5. So left-hand corner is going to be your hard drive, where you're going to find all your images basically. So there's the one that I have, it's my external hard drive. In that external hard drive, I'm going to have a folder called images where I have every single one of my photos. In that folder, there's two subfolders, 2013 and 2014. This is how I personally organize my work. You guys can do whichever way you prefer. This works well for me. So if you want to take this on as your own, feel free to. If I further collapse the 2014 folder, you'll see I'll have class tools, which was used for just standard photos that I had during seminars or workshops that we had to use those images. The four main ones that I use for my own work are events, landscape, portraits, and products. So if I collapse all of those, or just one of them, we'll say let's take portraits. You'll see that those are my main project folders. So the way that they're done is they are named by date, so year, month, day of import, then underscore, and then the topic of what the shoot was about. Like if it was about my friend Jordan or about my friend Macy, I'd put their name there for portraiture. If it was about a product, I'd put, I don't know, Scotch drink and the name of the company, for example. I don't know. So that's folders right there, really important, and they are only able to be viewed in the library module. Now, under collections, which is right underneath folders, is another way of organizing your files. Basically, what it is a virtual folder. So I could place any amount of number of photographs in, for example, I don't know, 2014 collection set right there. And inside that, I can put it inside of a collection called portraits. I can do a little bit of anything. But what it allows me to do is I can put multiple photos in different types of collections, and it will not physically create a new document, so it saves space, as well as the fact that collections are throughout every single type of module. So if I take into develop, map, book, slideshow, print, web, anything, my collections will be there and I can have access to those photos. So it's really useful if you like to switch projects while developing your images and editing them. I personally do not. I stick to one folder at a time and edit my way through that project. And then once I'm done, I move on to another. So I don't use collections in that way. I use them more of a further organizational tool, but they're still there. So let's talk about getting images actually into these folders and these collections and your catalog. So to do that, you need to import. So go ahead in your bottom left-hand corner and click import. So it's going to open up this panel right here and load all the images that are on whatever type of thing you have. So left-hand corner is all the different types of like hard drives or memory that you have. So right now we're looking at my SD card. So all the images that are lit up like this are able to be imported to my catalog, and it means that they are not already existing inside of my catalog. The ones that are grayed out have already been imported, and I already own them inside of my catalog. So I do not need to import them again. So it's just a tool that is saving me space and making sure I don't make a mistake and have double of an image. Now, one of the most important parts of the import box is right up here. So if you shoot RAW, and you should be shooting RAW, and if you don't know what a RAW file is and you're just getting into photography, check in your camera settings. It should be an option there, and you really, really want to be shooting in RAW. It's the most amount of information in a file for photography. It's just pure data, and it's fantastic. It gives you a lot of leeway, but that's not what this video is about. Anyways, so your RAW files will be copied as DNG if you want them to be. I personally am a huge lover of DNG. It's just like RAW. It keeps all the information, except it's open source, so which means it can be used upon multiple different types of software, and that's not proprietary. So Sony don't own something of it, Nikon don't, Canon don't, as well as all of the develop and like the sidecart file that you get when you edit a RAW file is actually embedded inside of the DNG. So it saves space and saves clutter. It's really useful. If you want your RAW files and you're just, that type of person, which is not bad. Some people have the RAW files at all. You can go ahead and use copy, and that'll literally just copy your RAW files from your SD card or your hard drive or whatever from you're importing into your catalog and into the new folder location for them. You can also move files or just add them. So, and these are mainly for more of like JPEGs and stuff like that. So I stick to copy as DNG, open source all the way. Now, once you have picked your photos of which you want to import, under file handling, you can build previews, minimal smart previews, which allow you to work without the images. So if you're like traveling, you want to do this. I would recommend checking don't import suspected duplicates. So this is this right here in the working, making sure you do not have double images. Under file renaming, so I always rename my files, and you really should, because eventually your camera will tick over again and you'll start back at 00001 or whatever it's at. So personally, I have a template, and it's year, month, day, underscore, hour, minute, second, and that's all due to the metadata based inside of my raw image that my camera puts in there. So it extracts all that information and creates a file name for me. And basically, it makes it so none of my files or my photographs have the exact same name, because they will always be taken at a different time, no matter what. So that's file renaming. Apply during import. I don't use this too much in terms of the develop settings. I use it all the time in terms of metadata. So I have, once again, I have a little preset right here, and it applies stuff for my copyright, my email where people can contact me, contact information, location, name, stuff like that. You can also add keywords if you want. So for example, say I want to add Austin. I always add usually the city of which I took the photos into my keywords during the import phase. You can add more keywords after in the library module, and it's much more efficient to do it in the library module and not the import dialog. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But anyways, after that's destination. So this is really important. You see the destination in the top right-hand corner as well. But you also have access to all of your hard drives right here, or, storage files or whatever you want to call them. So once again, I have them all in my images folder inside of my external hard drive, Fleury HD. So under 2014, under portraits, so I have portraits highlighted, and then I have into subfolder checked. So it's going to create another folder inside of portraits as long as the file name hasn't already been used. Right now I have one from my last import, which was a photo shoot with my friend Macy. So, and we have it right there. So it would import these images into that folder if I want to, but I can just easily just retype it if I wanted to. I can do, what was the date today? 2014 11/9 underscore test. You'll see right there, it creates that file right there. So we're not going to do that. I already have these images, so I'm just going to hit cancel. And we're going to go right back into the library module. Now, right now, let's talk about the toolbar. The toolbar is what you use to view your images in different ways. Maybe like add certain attributes to them, keywords, ratings, colors, flags. So you can see right here, you have grid view, which also offers this library filter. So you can filter through all your images through anything from metadata. So if you want to know all the images you used a 50mm 1.4 lens with, you can. You have attributes, so which ones have 2 stars, which one have a red color on them, and then text, so keywords. So I don't use this too often, but it is there if you need it, which is always good. Besides that, you have normal view, which I use all the time, and you can just shift through like so. You can compare with this one, and then you can survey view, which means you can hit multiple and view all of them at once. So if you please do that. I don't use it that often. I usually stick to one photo at a time, and it works well for me, but it's everyone's workflow. The options are there. Further along the toolbar, you'll have everything from your flags to your stars. I use stars all the time as my workflow. Sometimes labels, not often. But if you don't use any of this, or you want more options, you can click on this little arrow, and you have everything from sorting to navigate, slideshow, zoom, grid overlay, as well as all the other stuff. So you can personally pick and choose what you want from there. Let's now talk about keywording. So keywording right here is one of the most important parts of photography, especially in this digital era. This is how people find your photos online. Linking words to them. So if they search in Google or Bing or Yahoo, if anyone still uses Yahoo, they will come across this image if it matches their search. So they're really important. So keywording is a huge part. Like I said, I always keyword the name of the city I took the photos in. I will, if model approved, put the name of this model. I will put maybe lighting aspect ratios, what camera I used, maybe like tattoo, earrings, black hair, anything of that sort. And you can do that through right here. Just add keywords. You can also create your own list and database of keywords in Lightroom. You can also download them yourself if you want. You can import them, which I believe if you do file, import something, it's in there. I'm not going to search through all of it. You can also import right here and add keywords. Anyway, so this is a keyword list, and it comes with what's called a keyword hierarchy, which is incredibly useful. So as you see right here, I have places, and then North America, United States, Texas, Austin. So if I apply Austin to one image, it's going to apply all 5 of those keywords that are linked to it. So it'll put Texas, United States, North America, and places all in one of my images. So it allows you to apply as many keywords as possible with as few clicks as possible. So I can apply 200 keywords in 30 seconds if my list allows me to. So it's really worth investing a lot of time into a really good keyword list. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Let's move on now to metadata. So metadata is a crucial part of photography. So it's where all of our information is stored about the image, you know, shutter speed, ISO, aperture, focal length, if the flash fired or not, you know, what was the model of our camera, what was the model of our lens, you know, everything. So you can view all of that information. You can also change stuff if you want to, anything from like title to caption, you know, and you can change the metadata that is displayed through this little drop down menu right here. So I usually keep it on default, or I'll go to IPTC or EXIF data. EXIF data is information that the camera has put into the file on once you took the photo on the digital import of the file. And then IPTC is information that you put in yourself. So that is copyright, email, that stuff. So all that information can be found right here. Now, that is the library module in a nutshell. So, well, pretty in depth. You know, there's a lot of information. You can use it extremely well. It's just a giant catalog of all your images, and it links together. And if used in the correct way, can be immensely powerful. So I hope this helps some of you out. I hope you guys use the library module in a little bit more of a time-saving manner. And if this video helped you guys out, please subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.